Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to be bold and confident at work, especially when the culture of the business demands it. What does that mean? Well, are you playing a little small because you're intimidated by the fast pace and high energy of the people and teams around you? Don't worry. I'm going to cover 4 ways you can move outside your comfort zone to be bold and confident at work. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, take the lead. Oh, sure, volunteer to be in charge of stuff. That'll work. So we're going to use a very conservative approach here. You don't need to volunteer for everything, and you don't want to go big right away. You just need a plan. So again, we're pushing you outside your comfort zone. That means in this type of situation that small change makes big impact. Figure out what you'd like to do. Where would you like to take the lead on something? It could be as simple as being the go-to person who contributes updates to the shared database. It could be creating a shared database where others can get information. It could be the next team meeting where you run the agenda. None of those examples are really big asks. In fact, I'm starting out here with what you might know better than anyone else. We want you to be confident first. I know this area like the back of my hand, and then you can go bold. I'll create a platform that others can use based on my expertise. As you continue to experiment with taking the lead on things, you'll start to get used to the idea of being in charge of different aspects of your work. Build from there. Remember, bold initiative doesn't have to be big or grandiose. It just needs to be different from what you would typically do. Number 2, contribute your insights. If the idea of speaking up during meetings causes you to be nervous, you can still contribute in a meaningful way. Here's how. I actually do speak with clients who tell me that they just can't think of anything to contribute on a regular basis. And sometimes that's true. Everything's been covered, and the best you can do is agree, and that's where you start. It's okay to contribute to a conversation or to a meeting by just saying something. You know, I've been listening to the back and forth, and I agree with Bob. There's a big potential here if we show up prepared. Or even something like, this was a great call. I appreciated hearing everyone's different perspectives, and I'm looking forward to working on the next phase of the project. Or if someone asks you what you thought, thanks for asking. I know I've been quiet and I've been taking some notes. I'm inclined to agree with Bob, but I'd like to ask some follow-up questions offline. Now, these statements could be perceived as delay tactics, but you're really only using them in the beginning as you get used to contributing in a meaningful way. You first need to get used to speaking up, then work on contributing, first offline, then during the meetings. This is about building up your confidence. Now, if agreeing with Bob is controversial, but you want to be supportive, well, there you go being bold. Just be sure to do it because you believe it and not because you're trying to prove something to someone else. Number 3, show confidence when you fail. This one may sound a bit unusual, but hear me out. Taking a hit on a project or an initiative that you've been leading can feel bad. You may feel embarrassed, especially if higher-ups are watching, or you may feel very vulnerable taking a loss in front of anyone who gave you a chance. But being able to fail with dignity or even to fail forward is going to go a long way to showing that you're a professional who knows when to celebrate wins and also when to take the losses seriously. That means you might want to call a meeting to talk about lessons learned or key takeaways from the project. You also want to be encouraging to the others who worked with you and express gratitude for their help. If you want to be confident and bold, then you'll need to get used to the idea of losing every once in a while. People who make bold moves will eventually hit a sour note. This is really about being able to collect yourself, rework your strategy, and take another pass at it until you figure it out. Number 4, take the initiative, but start small. For me, I had a job in training and development where we were really expected to take the initiative on projects, and because we were all experienced, it really wasn't a stretch. Then I moved to another department where I didn't know anyone or anything about the work really. So the manager who was supposed to get me started on a content project was extremely busy, and instead of waiting on her, I took a look at some of the other content as examples, found the contributor list, and pulled together emails to start interviewing the executives and creating the first drafts. Then I sent an update to the manager so she knew I had started. And she was surprised, but really grateful. And she told our boss above us that she couldn't believe I was able to get started and move forward so quickly after having just moved over. Was this something completely unfamiliar to me? No, it was not. It was a very safe bet that I would be successful running with this assignment, not ruffle feathers and still make progress. Was it bold? Sure. She didn't know me. Again, experiment with what you know best, but get started. Hey, I noticed this material wasn't complete, but I've done it before, so I took a first pass. Would you like to review it? As you can see from the examples I'm sharing, this is really about figuring out where you do your best work, because that's going to give you confidence, and then making some bold moves that are low risk to start. Yeah, you want to be bold, but remember, you're outside your comfort zone, and it's very easy to overestimate your abilities when you're vulnerable. Be bold, but play it safe to start. All right, so that's it for my video on the 4 ways you can move outside your comfort zone to be bold and confident at work. If you have experience with moving outside your comfort zone to take the lead at work, please feel free to share your experiences below. I would love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, make sure to check out my Executive Presence playlist, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.